InfoWars has more than 15 YouTube channels and about 3 million subscribers. Our main channel has 1.854 or 1,854,000 plus subscribers. Now, they've been gaming the system for a long time to shut down nationalistic or patriotic media, saying we're right-wingers, saying we're extremists. Well, it doesn't matter who we are. We have a right to free speech, don't we? As long as we don't violate the rules. Well, now Zuckerberg has come out and said he's going to restrict conservative news like communist China does, calling it fake news. And Google, that owns YouTube, has announced, and they've done it now 2 weeks ago, that they're going to basically make you click the bell in your notifications. We're going to show you how to do that, or you won't get all the channels that you've subscribed to, and you won't get the videos. Now, why are they doing this? It's more than just censoring. They want you to see the videos that they feed you below and beside the videos you're looking at that are corporately sponsored so they make more money. They're taking the you out of YouTube. So we're in this information war, and it's more important than ever that you promote the videos, that you like the videos, and that you send them on to others. Because the answer to the attempt to shut us down and restrict free speech that's openly now happening is for us to redouble our efforts. We're winning the culture war as true classical liberals that made this country great. We're restoring the Renaissance. So again, if you want to get our videos, so you can make your decision whether you want to see them or not. After all, that's why you subscribed. YouTube's had this since they started 12 years ago or whatever it was. And they're fundamentally changing it so you don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is promoting fake news and trash news and establishment news. It's killing real independent news. But we the people, by taking action, can break the back of this system. So please, click on the bell so you get the notifications and so you get in your feed the videos and channels you've subscribed to. I'm Alex Jones for Infowars.com.
I want to point out the way the mainstream media has already been censoring the news and censoring the campaign. This is a very interesting story from the Independent Journal Review. They point out, and this is a SuperPAC lawyer that supported Trump. He says CBS censored our TV ads to help Hillary Clinton. Now, understand that when we talk about all this narrative about how somebody hacked the election against the Democrats, what they're saying is that somebody, whether it was the Russians, whether it was people inside the NSA or the intelligence services, as William Binney believed that it was, whoever did it, did us a great service. Because what they did was by showing us those emails, they showed us how the DNC worked with the establishment media and collusion to deceive people during the primaries, and they showed us the real criminal background of Hillary Clinton. So what they did was they told us the truth about Hillary. That's what they're so mad about. How dare you tell us the truth about this criminal? Because that'll make her lose the election, and it did. It did. So whoever did it deserves a vote of thanks from the American people for exposing the truth about Hillary. That's not hacking an election. They want to imply, and I think part of this is they piggyback this to begin this right after Jill Stein collapsed. What she was saying was, we need to look at this and make sure somebody didn't rig the machines or do something with the actual vote totals. That would be election fraud. They said, we want to look at this and make sure somebody didn't hack the machines. That put it in people's minds, just as we're talking about with this denial of service. People don't really understand. They say, uh-oh, computers have been compromised. That means that this could happen or that could happen. You have to understand what's being talked about. A denial of service shuts down your access to a website. It doesn't get information out of that website. In the same way when they said they hacked the election, they weren't saying that they went in and manipulated the machines. What they were saying was public opinion was manipulated when people exposed the truth about Hillary Clinton. Now, what did CBS do? They say 2 weeks before the election, for the first time, Trump began spending more on TV ads than Hillary Clinton did. So he waited to the very end. He had a lot less money. He waited to the very end. Then he was doing a push. Part of that push was money that was being spent on his behalf from some super PACs who also were putting this stuff in at the last minute. They said Future 45, Super PAC, and 45 Committee Policy Education Organization that opposed Hillary, supported Trump, put in a lot of ads at the very last minute. When a campaign sponsors advertising, says the Independent Journal Review, the stations carrying those ads are subject to the FCC's must-carry provisions. They cannot legally censor the content of candidate advertising. So if you're a candidate, and you see that at the end, I'm so-and-so and I paid for this ad, If you do that, they can't censor your content. However, if you are a friendly organization to the candidate, you're not controlled by the candidate, if you're a SuperPAC or a 501c organization and you run independent advertising, then the FCC provisions do not have must carry. In other words, they can put out a cease and desist letter to the stations and say, don't run this if you're carrying this advertisement. Now, what they typically do to follow protocol is they give these organizations a chance to respond if somebody thinks that it's factually wrong. They didn't do that. Instead, the people who run these PACs, who put in a $30 million buy, said instead of following protocol, CBS took it upon itself to get into Clinton's corner and play censor to her critics as the network unilaterally yanked the committee's purchased ads, about $30 million, from circulation during 60 Minutes and its popular Sunday primetime lineup. CBS violated longstanding protocol, took these measures without allowing supporters of Donald Trump to provide any response to Clinton's frivolous cease and desist letter or to provide substantiation for their ads. So they basically didn't, Clinton's campaign complained about it. They didn't come back to these people and say, well, she says it's factually incorrect. They didn't give them a chance to respond. They just pulled it all, network-wide. And so that is how they can use this to censor people. And you have to ask yourself, if that's what they will do in an election, what are they going to do the free press all the time? Well, we know what they're going to do. And we know that they have funded the State Department with $160 million to act as a ministry of truth, to vet what is true, what is not true. And as Facebook has said, they're going to use Snopes, two people on a couch with a cat, and the Poynter Institute in St. Petersburg, one little building with 6 faculty members, and they're going to vet you for fairness and nonpartisanship. And the very first person, very first group on there was ABC News.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, see, I told you so, that communist Chinese-style net censorship was coming to the web, because it's already here. It's being announced. The way you keep the internet open and free is you get involved more than ever. Go to Infowars.com/app. A new battleship in the fight. Infowars Live, available right now. We're looking for a crew to man it. You gonna sit down and play games and be a trendy? Or are you gonna be part of history? Don't sit by and let the internet and free speech be stolen from you. Take action.